The French Salon was an art exhibition that was developed in 1664. The Salon system stems all the way back to the establishment of the Royal Academy of Art in France in 1648. It is here that young and up-and-coming artists would be trained to produce works to promote themselves to patrons for their services. After an on and off start to the Salon, including a 25-year hiatus between 1674 and 1699, the biannual exhibition would become consistent after its proper revival in 1737. Soon after this revival, the Salon would adopt a jury system in 1748. Being the only public exhibition in Paris at the time, the Salon's jury would gain a monopoly-like control over the public's taste in art. This grasp over the art world would lead the Salon to become oppressive to artists who didn't want to follow the Salon's artistic agenda. This controlling jury would refuse about 2/3 of all paintings submitted for judging. This tyrannical-like practice would be the beginning of the end of the French Salon. The pushing force against the Salon would come from several avant-garde art movements that would begin to sprout throughout France, starting with the Impressionist movement. These progressive artists resisted the Salon system as it forced the artists to follow the agenda dictated by the Salon instead of allowing for innovations of subject and style. The rejection of Impressionist style forced these artists to find elsewhere to portray their art in an attempt to make a living. These methods of using different studios and galleries would lead to a drastically unfair exposure rate of artists of the time. For example, the first independent Impressionist exhibition drew a crowd of about 3,500 visitors, while the Salon that would take place just 2 weeks later would attract over 450,000 attendees. Some of the most influential avant-garde artists to help in the fight against the Salon were Gustave Courbet and Edouard Manet, both of which actually had works rejected and accepted into the Salon during their careers. Courbet's work of painting realistic peasants would bring him much fame, with his most famous piece being the Stonebreakers. Courbet's work and rise to fame would arguably be the first time the general public's opinion towards art style was changed during the Salon era. However, even with its growing popularity, not everyone would come to appreciate seeing the true struggles of peasant life. While Courbet's ambitious change of style would be his claim to fame, Manet's career would be defined by his dramatic shift of subject matter. His most famous work would be Luncheon on the Grass, which is famous for portraying the nude female form with more of a lewd meaning rather than portraying it in a more mythological or meaningful way as artists before him had. Manet would have some of his early work accepted into the Salon, but his most influential and ambitious pieces would go on to be rejected. These rejected works from Manet would instead be presented at the newly established Salon des Refuses. The Salon des Refuses is an exhibition developed in 1863 by Emperor Napoleon III in an attempt to appease artists protesting against the Salon's jury system. This exhibition would portray the paintings rejected by the Salon to the public, including works considered scandalous such as many of Manet's paintings. The establishment of the Salon des Refuses was important to the evolution of art because it was the first time a French official undermined not only the Salon system, but the academic art teachings. It also invited the establishment of many alternate exhibitions to rival the Salon and legitimize the newly emerging avant-garde movements. The Salon's decline would finally end with its demise starting in 1881, when French politician Edmond Turgot, under the Secretary of State for Fine Arts, announced the withdrawal of the government sponsorship from the Salon. A group of artists known as the Société des Artistes Français would take responsibility for the Salon. The government would soon develop their own exhibition known as the Exhibition Nationale Triennale in 1833, but it would prove to be short-lived. In 1885, Turgot announced the postponement of the 1886 Triennale and was met with so much applause that it was decided to not even bring the exhibition back, bringing an end to the official Salon system. For more info involving the Salon, here's a list of sources to help you in your research.